How are you?
It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's good.
Today's meeting, and it will be in a very light setting. The delegation of entrepreneurs which shall be joining us. Community of goodwill. Our humble chamber has showed interest for Armenia.
I came to Zurich because we had the Star Moose Festival.
It is a true honor and a real pleasure to welcome warmly indeed the President of Armenia in the humble premises of the House of Economy, the seat of the Geneva Chamber of Commerce, which has been advocating the business community for over 155 years now in Geneva. Last year I was privileged to travel to your country and listen to your brilliant speech at Tumo for an entrepreneurial summit in the margin of the Sommet de la Francophonie. As I mentioned to you in our earlier discussion this morning, this was an eye-opener to me, and it allowed me to again sense the pulse of what Armenia has to offer to the world. Indeed, your country, as we all know, stands at the crossroads of civilization. It is the oldest Christian state, and its sense of hospitality only compares to the quality of its wine, and again to the dynamism of your ecosystem. As you stated in the FT lunch article, which I read again carefully, Armenia truly figures a startup nation of the 21st century. And there is one interesting figure which you highlighted, the fact that while the 20th century was the century of natural resources, 21st century could be the century of human resources. Not only is our chamber human-centric, but this also goes for Switzerland and Geneva in particular. In Geneva, please feel at home. You're a scientist yourself originally. You're here at the home of the CERN, where the internet was created. You're also a talented and seasoned diplomat. You know, Geneva is often, and I guess rightly so, viewed as the smallest of the large cities or the capital of global governance. And therefore, I believe that for these two factors, you can call also Geneva your home. And to conclude, you mentioned that Armenia is a small country but a global nation. I believe that while our diaspora is not exactly the same figures as yours, Switzerland also goes along this way, and sometimes small is not only beautiful and powerful. On this word, Mr. President, I'd like to again, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, stress our pleasure to have you here, our true honor, and hope for a bright future for Armenia and for our relationship between Geneva and your country.
Armenia is a crossroads of civilizations. That's right, and we're used to it. We always lived on the crossroads of different religions, cultures. I would like to add one important feature here, quality, which is, I would call it mission. A nation without mission is lost. Human being without the mission of life is lost. You just survive from your birthday until you die. And you have to have a mission. Why on earth you are living? One, some people live because they live because they're patriotic, they're for their nation. Some people live for their children, some people live for their families. But you have to have a mission. And I think the history shows that whenever you have a mission, you focus yourself to succeed. A mission brings a nation together for achievement. A country like Armenia, a small country, has to have a mission, at least one or two. And we can have our national missions. When we didn't have, as a nation, a small country, global nation, we didn't have our independence, our mission was to have an independent state. That was a mission. For more than 100 years, nation had a mission to speak about the tragedy that the nation had, the genocide. But because we didn't succeeded after 1915, the Holocaust happened. And then it happened in Rwanda and elsewhere as well. So I think it's not a mission for yourself, it's a mission for the world. Mm-hmm. So the wrong things that happen. Now I'm coming to mission in Armenia. Armenia is a parliamentary republic, and I'm the president, the head of state, but I don't run the government. So the government has its own plans, running the government, raising or bringing down the taxes, developing this sector or the other sector. But the president in Armenia now has his own initiatives, we call or projects. These are the ones that we have chosen that will have sort of more strategic importance rather than daily running the economy. And I will share with you, there are several of them. There are some of national importance, some of them are cultural, like making the Institute of Ancient Manuscripts at Nadaran, which is a unique institution. Well, I have a mission or a project to make that international center of old cultures and manuscripts worldwide, working with UNESCO, because it's a unique institution. To revive a second city of Armenia, which is Gyumri, which is an old, historic, beautiful city, to revive that city, to bring, because that's a city that suffered a lot after the earthquake in 1988, to bring it back to life and to create huge, big tourism there, because it's a beautiful city. It's much beautiful than Yerevan. And it has a unique culture there. It was always a city of masters. I would like to share with you with two projects, or small, you call it small missions. One of them is to make Armenia a hub for new technology, science technology. The future will be based on new technology anywhere. Be that in agriculture, be that in space, be that in food production, be that even watchmaking. So the future is new technology. So I would dream, and I have a mission to make Armenia a hub for artificial intelligence and new technology. It has to include educational changes, including universities, creating environment, making a propaganda for science and technologies. That's the starness you bring, because young generation have to believe that being a scientist or technologist is cool. You come to Armenia, a lot of children want to become a programmer. We have TUMO, a wonderful center. That's the mission, to make Armenia a hub of innovation. And as a base for that mission, I was telling about, it's a program which is called ATOM, Advanced Tomorrow. And I'll share with you the program. The program has several parts of it. It's virtually, physically, it's an Advanced Studies Institute of Armenia. But on the ground it is. Part number one is a park, scientific park for children. So children come and play. By playing, they jump and see how we can jump and push the water up, or how to use the light of the sun. So they discover that it's fun to understand nature. But the second part will be a part which is called Museum of Tomorrow.
We had the privilege within the Geneva Chamber of Commerce to welcome this morning the President of Armenia for a very fruitful dialogue with Geneva-based investors. The President highlighted the dynamic of the momentum in Armenia and the will of the country to emerge as a technological hub. And we would be delighted from the Geneva Chamber of Commerce to support initiative with a view to strengthen the ties between Geneva and Armenia, and Geneva being a pioneer in innovative technologies. We believe that there is significant leverage for entrepreneurs to again foster some solid synergies with Armenia, a startup nation of the 21st century.